There we go. Wow. I've gone this whole time and no audio. I'm a pro. Can you tell? Um, so we've been going through with Total Extreme Wrestling 2013, trying to make Impact Wrestling the best promotion in the game. We are sitting at number 2. We had the offer to MJF. We've upped the offer to MJF from AEW fame. We've been talking about, or I've been apparently talking to myself about TNA Hard Justice, the Impact pay-per-view from 2005. Real quick, it was the first show after the death of Chris Candido, which we talked about in the last episode. If you want some background on what happened with Chris, post-lockdown pay-per-view. This was held in the Impact Zone like many other Impact pay-per-views at this time in 2005. So about 750 to 800 people were there. I don't know what the buy rate was on the actual pay-per-view itself. Jeff Jarrett was on the poster. And this was actually one of the better pay-per-views in the infancy of TNA/Impact. One dark match, and that was my dude Shark Boy taking on David Young. David Young wrestled in Ring of Honor, NWA, 01, AAA. He's been all over the place. And then Dean Shark Boy, who I've done some work with in House of Grapplers Wrestling. I've been, privileged enough to work with Shark Boy on a number of occasions. Really, really cool dude in that regard. Also, Team Canada beat Apollo and Sonny Siaki as the first match on the primary portion of the card. Matt Bentley and Trinity took on Chris Sabin and Tracy. And if you remember, Matt Bentley is the nephew or cousin. I think he's the cousin of Shawn Michaels. And in this match, Tracy turned on Chris Sabin. Matt Bentley turned on Trinity. And they formed their own alliance, and Matt Bentley ended up picking up the win with Trinity getting credited on the women's side of that mixed tag match. And then you had an interesting matchup, the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match, which was originally scheduled to be Raven against Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy didn't show up or something, or was super late, so they had to change the card, put Sean Waltman in his place, and Raven ended up winning. And a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match is very similar to the Asylum match that Dean Ambrose and Jericho did a while back. It's basically a cage match with a bunch of weapons inside. So that's all it is. The next match on the card, Monty Brown and Monty Sop, Billy Gunn beat DDP and Ron Killings. This was another match that had to be changed because DDP's partner was originally scheduled to be the Road Dogg. Road Dogg wasn't there either, and so Ron Killings took his place, and Monty Brown and the Outlaw Billy Gunn ended up getting the win. Championship matches were next. The NWA World Tag Team Championship on the line. The Naturals were defending against America's Most Wanted, and the Naturals would end up retaining those titles. And the last championship match that I talked about that I was apparently on silent mode and was talking to nobody about was the X Division Championship. Christopher Daniels beat Shocker. Shocker, of course, is from AAA, CMLL, all of that stuff, and Christopher Daniels hit Angel's Wings for the win. That takes us up to the 20-man gauntlet for the number one contender to the World Heavyweight Championship. In this, you had Bobby Roode, Zach Gowen, whom I've never had a chance to work with personally, but I've, kind of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon my way to Zach Gowen, and everything I've heard about Zach, he's awesome. He's a great worker, excellent performer, great guy, wonderful guy, does amazing work in the ring as well. I've never had a chance to work with him. I would love to work with him in HOG, but hopefully we can make that happen. Also in this match, Eric Young, Cassidy Riley was in this match, also known as Cassidy James, Elix Skipper, Shark Boy, A1, Chris Sabin, Pete Williams, Sonny Siaki, Lance Hoyt, who is also known as Lance Archer, Michael Shane, Jarrell Clark, Mikey Batts was in this match. Billy Gunn was in the match. Triton was in the match. He's Jacob Duncan from OVW, Ron Killings, Apollo, and Road Dogg was in the match as well, and Abyss. The match ended up being won by Abyss in the gauntlet match. He came in last, too, and ended up picking up the win. And then finally, we have the NWA World Heavyweight Championship between AJ Styles and Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, with Tito Ortiz, for some reason, as the special guest referee. And AJ ended up picking up the win, winning his third NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So that was the card. Probably one of the better pay-per-views, as I mentioned, in the infancy of TNA. Probably the best match of the night was, for some reason, probably the best rated match of the night, even though it was, everybody gave it a good rating, but then called it a garbage match, and one even went as far as to say that John Waltman, X-Pac, was a suitable substitution for the Hardy No-Show, and the match was a good garbage match. So, I mean, you know. The X Division title got low ratings because it didn't feel special. A lot of people said also the lack of depth in the 20-man gauntlet really held it back. So there you go. So apparently, after the pay-per-view, Jeff Hardy was suspended for no showing another event. This apparently wasn't the first time it had happened. He claimed that he had missed a bunch of flights, but this was right near the peak of Jeff's approaching rock bottom. Also, Jeff Jarrett would get a rematch for the title at Slammiversary that he would end up screwing. It ended up becoming a King of the Mountain match. You had Monty Brown, Abyss, another opponent, AJ Styles, and Jeff Jarrett at Slammiversary, but Jeff would get into a little bit of trouble just prior to the show, which we'll talk about in the next episode with Slammiversary. Also, Chris Daniels would have a triple threat. Lots of varying degrees of triple threat matches and multiple talent matches, which TNA at the time didn't really have the depth to pull that off. But we'll talk about that in the next episode. You'll also see the debut of Samoa Joe in the 2005 Slammiversary. It was the 3-year anniversary spectacular Slammiversary. But as I mentioned, we'll get to that in our next episode because we've got a pay-per-view of our own to get to. We've got lots of stuff happening here today. New teams in WSU. Looks like a lot of events went down on Saturday. And we've got a decision. MJF officially and formally leaving AEW and will be joining Impact Wrestling next week. So our next episode, we should see MJF. It wouldn't be the next episode, I apologize. It will be the following episode. Number 16 will be the debut of MJF in Impact Wrestling. But tonight's the night. For one night only, we will drug test and medical test everybody. Everybody is clean, prim, and proper. That's what I like to see. And off we go to the show. We're going to be in the Coliseo Hector Sola Bezares in Puerto Rico. 3-hour pay-per-view for the September 1 night only. As I mentioned, the Impact Grand Champion Marty Scurll, along with the World Champion Sami Callihan, and the X Division Champion Will Ospreay will compete in a triple threat match for the World Championship. So Marty Scurll going to go ahead and vacate his title. Will Ospreay is going to go ahead and vacate his title. And we will add our triple threat match. It's actually going to sneak this in here. It's going to be a fatal four-way for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. It will be the defending champion, Sami Callihan, former X Division champion, Will Ospreay, former Grand Champion, Marty Scurll, and the debuting Kofi Kingston, going head-to-head, toe-to-toe, 28 minutes for the Impact World Championship. I'm not going to declare a winner. I'm going to slow build it, and we're going to have a decisive finish, and we're going to have a champion. It very well could be Sami Callihan walking out of this match with the title, and neither Marty Scurll or Will Ospreay will have vacated their championship. And they'll walk away empty-handed, which is going to be very disappointing because one of them is going to get let down in this one. All right, in our other matchup, because the X Division title is vacated, we will fill it with a 6-person ladder match to determine the winner, or to determine our new reigning, defending, undisputed X Division champion. And we will see Zack Sabre Jr., we will see TJ Perkins, we will see Shawn Spears, we will see Rich Swann, we will see Matt Taven, and we will see Jay White. All battle it out for the X Division Championship. And we will keep it open and decisive. We'll keep Jay White strong, and we'll keep Matt Taven strong. And I think we're good, with the exception of I want Christian Cage to be the road agent on this one. Alright, so our first hour-ish is booked. Right close to an hour. Next up is the Tag Team Championships. We've got 6 tag teams, and we're going to go nuts and just put as many of them as we can in the ring together. It looks like 4 is going to max us out, so we'll plug in 4. I've got 6 if you include OVE. And we'll do the Lucha Bros because they're the champions. They have to be here. Killer Elite Squad, the Coffee Brothers, and do I want to do Gorillas or do I want to do the Briscoes? I want to do OVE. So we'll put Dave and Jake in this match, which I'm not sure why they're not showing up in my list of tag teams, but we'll address that. There we go. We'll slow build it. Decisive. I should probably protect Coffee Brothers, keep them strong. There we go. Alright, so we we got that one all squared away. We have our women's champion, Tessa Blanchard, and Tessa likely. I know I'm gonna have her take on Kairi Sane, Kairi Ojo, and I think I'm gonna have Tessa drop the title. There we go. All right, so there's 4 title matches. The 5th championship, the Grand Champion, vacated because Marty Scurll has the opportunity. He gets to cash that in for his championship match. So now we just have to fill out the rest of the card. We have 2 tag teams left to book, the Gorillas of Destiny and the Briscoes. We'll make sure we get them booked right away and get them plugged in. They're going to work the crowd for us. Get them going. Alright, we have a bunch of women that we need to utilize, and that can always be solved with a good old-fashioned battle royal. Except I don't want these 2 fighting, so we'll do Su Yung and against the Undead Maid of Honor, and then that can be one of the other matches we have here. So we'll do a 10-person battle royal in the pre-show. Get that crowd warmed up a little bit for us. There we go. Next up, we've got... Shouldn't have a whole lot of roster left. No, we don't. So we'll do Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor. And we'll post-show that. There we go. Okay, now we can get into the one-on-one matches for everybody that's left. I don't think I have any occasional wrestlers. No enhancement talent. Vinny Marsalia. Who can he fight? Dalton Castle? That sounds like a fun one. So we'll do Dalton Castle, Vinny Marsalia, pre-show, work the crowd. There you go. Alright, next up is Brody King. And how about Brian Cage? I wonder if I can pre-show that one too. Wonder if I've got enough time left. I do. I have lots of pre-show time left. Okay. I didn't want to leave that one open though. I wanted to work the crowd. There we go. Alright. Now we're up to our lower mid card. Chase Owens, David Finlay, and Flip Gordon. We're going to give Flip a little highlight here, and we're going to put him in the ring with Johnny Impact. I would actually pay to see this match. I would love to see this match on a pay-per-view. I don't know about y'all, but I would really, really like it. I think these two would put on one hell of a show. And before I forget, I'm going to put Bully Ray. Oh, I already booked Brian Cage. Okay, good. But Bully needs an opponent, though. Bully needs a big-ish opponent. And I think all I've got left is cruiserweights. except for Eli Drake and Eddie Edwards. We'll have him fight Eli Drake. What the hell? Slide John in there, bully. They've never fought before. We're killing it over here. They're gonna go all out. We'll put them there. Alright, we've got 2, 4, 6 guys left. And they're all on the top row, which is what I like. David Finley. My name is Dave, and I love to fight. And you're going to get your wish, Dave, because you're going to fight Alex Shelley. Congratulations. All right. Let's see here. We've got DK O'Ryan and Chase Owens, Eddie Edwards, and Jay Lethal. So we're going to do Chase Owens, Jay Lethal. Because why not? And last but certainly not least, Eddie Edwards, TK O'Ryan. We'll let this one go a little bit longer. Whoops, don't want to do that. All right, so really, we could pull this pay-per-view a little longer if we wanted. All right, so we're at 180 minutes, and I think I'm pretty pleased with that. All right, let's kick it off. One night only, September. Here we go. Decent match out of the 10-person battle royal. Talia Madison got the win. Kira Hogan, Tennille Taylor, Taya Valkyrie were the final 4. But Talia Madison is your winner. Next up, Vinny Marseglia and Dalton Castle. Dalton picked up the win. It was a C-rated match. Not terrible. Not terrible here with Brian Cage and Brody King either. B- match out of Guerrillas of Destiny and the Briscoes. As usual, the Briscoes picked up the win over the Guerrillas. Johnny Impact and Flip Gordon. Told you that would be an awesome match. Got a B- rating. C+ for Alex Shelley and David Finley. Same for Jay Lethal beating Chase Owens. B- out of Eddie Edwards and TK O'Ryan. Kairi Hojo beats Tessa Blanchard in a B- match for the Knockouts title, the first title match of the night. C+ for Bully Ray and Eli Drake. Bully Ray picks up the win there. C out of our tag team match. The Coffee Brothers defeated OVE to become your new Impact World Tag Team Champions. The Coffee Brothers picking up the win. C+ match out of our X Division Championship match. between Jay White, Matt Taven, Rich Swann, Sean Spears, TJP, and Zack Sabre. Rich Swann is your new Impact X Division champion. And last but not least, our main event match gotta be the highest rated match ever since we took over the promotion. That's big stuff for us. This is a good step in the right direction. And Kofi picked up the Impact World title over Marty Scurll, Will Ospreay, and Sami Callihan. Then, of course, we had our post-show match, which was garbage. Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor got a D+. But, all in all, the overall show was a B-. We increased our popularity in 40 regions with this pay-per-view, which is huge for us because we are right on the cusp of moving from cult status to national status, and that would get us even closer to our goal of catching WWE. And we're going to make a speech, and we'll make it with Kofi. I'm going to do the Coffee Brothers as well. So there's Joe Coffey. Where's Mark? Mark Coffey and Kofi Kingston. Alright, there we go. The speech has been given. Everybody's been paid. Now it's time to see our buy rates, which are going to be crucial as we head into negotiating pay-per-view deals in November is when those drop. So we'll keep an eye on that. Alright. Unfortunately, we went up against Hell in a Cell. They outdrew us, which is no surprise. And let's see. Positive reviews there. Our show was great. Drawn a lot of praise. DirecTV is under threat. Dish Network is under threat. We knew all of this was coming because it's been tough to get those buy rates up where those various, whatever you want to call them, providers, carriers, not up to their level of expectation, which we kind of saw coming. Juice Robinson wins the Survival of the Fittest tournament in Ring of Honor. All right. So, In Demand dumped us. DirecTV dumped us. Dish Network dumped us. Nippon dumped us. Everybody dumped us. That's terrible. So they gave us the buy rate warning and then they dumped us. Our buy rate was a 1.43, which was better than the last one. Seriously, that was so much better than the last pay-per-view. We're still on Bell TV, SaskTel, Shaw Direct, and YouTube. Got a few months left on those, but wow, I can't believe we got dumped like that. We're on the come up, which is great. And if you look at our last pay-per-view, buy rate was a 1.13. This buy rate was a 1.43. So, I mean, we are making major strides when it comes to our buy rates. Will Ospreay, Eli Drake, Eddie Edwards, and Bully Ray all need a break, which I am happy to oblige. So where is Will Ospreay? There he is. We'll give him some time off. Yep, we'll give you 2 weeks off. We'll enjoy. Also, Bully Ray. Needing a little bit of time off. Happy to oblige him as well with 2 weeks off. Who were the other two? I forgot. Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake. right? I think. So Eddie will give him some time off. Oh, he's on a paper appearance deal, which we need to negotiate, by the way. Give him a 1-year deal. We'll keep him exclusive. And Eli Drake, who is now on a deal. And we'll give him 2 weeks off. All right, there we go. So there we have it. Lost a couple of pay-per-view providers, but we'll jump right back on that when they open up for negotiation in, I think it's November. Also, MJF starts not this TV coming up, but following TV. And we've been doing all we can with Kairi Sane to help her fix her morale issues. We've put her over. We've given her a good run. And we've done everything I can. And she's still salty about me making her drop the title to Tessa Blanchard. Even though now she has it back. She's got that whole Sasha Banks thing going on, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But that's going to do it for this episode. We're out of here. Tomorrow's episode number 15 already. We're climbing that ladder fast. We will do our TV for week number 4 of September. We'll also do, we'll talk about the June 2005 TNA pay-per-view Slammiversary. So my name is Mayor Jason Smith. Have a good night. Be excellent to each other.